Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another League of Europe race here at the wonderful Great British Track of Silverstone. I'm talking over the intro, that's awfully rude of me. But we do know what growth is all about. Right, the session is underway, that's why I've cut the intro a little bit short. Apologies to the makers of that introduction and the fine people over at LOE rather. I'm getting all of my names wrong. Apologies there. It's round number 2 here at Silverstone. My name is King Kodiak and I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's race if I don't get fired beforehand. Okay, we've got 18 drivers in the session this time, and to J. Cole's surprise in particular, looks like it's going to be dry for quali and for race. Well, that is a genuine shock. Few drivers have been subbed for reserves, so we will not be seeing the full lineup that we saw last time out. We had a few reserves in last week as well, but we will do what we do. There, goodness me, words are failing me royally. I wholeheartedly apologise, and I'm going to have to move some windows around again. I am failing on every level so far tonight. I will get my stuff sorted out. I was a little bit rushed coming to the stream tonight. That's why I'm a little bit all out of sorts. Such as the joys of having youngsters that refuse to go to bed when they should. So any parents out there will know what I am on about. Right, enough waffle, enough of the nonsense. Let's get to trackside and see who we have got on the grid. Right, we have McFry. Now, we didn't see this name last time out. I believe that is a reserve that's taking on one of the Ferraris. We certainly saw Moritz last time out, our winner from Austria, in pretty comfortable form last time out. We'll see if we can make it 2 in a row in the Alfa Romeo XE. Now that's again not a name. Yes, it was. It wasn't a name we saw last time out. What am I on about? He came home. Oh, excuse me a moment. Oh, excuse me. A bit of trap gas deciding to raise itself at that moment. He came in 7th for 6 points last time out in the Red Bull. Welcome back to you, Graham, in the Racing Point. Nearly flying off the road there at Luffield, I think. It's been a while since I've done Silverstone. The great fortune of being at Silverstone in 2018, and it was absolutely boiling. Oh, that's someone that's really not done very well. First lap on the board. I keep calling you Velo. I believe that's pronounced Velo. So in the Mercedes, Velo came home 2nd last time out. So looking to come on the podium again. Oh, look at that. Moritz again out there with the early pole time. Just a 10th of a bit ahead of what is now Merckx in the Williams. Merckx came home 5th last time out. We got a very solid result in the Williams. Nicely done. We have Graham, as mentioned. Where did Graham come home? He came home 10th last time out. Panos Speed. We definitely had Panos with us last time. Came home. Panos Speedy, beg your pardon. In the Haas. Came home in 6th position. And continues on his merry way with an empty fuel tank. Came home with a 25.9 on the board. We can expect the times at this stage to come down as the session wears on. Crusader. Now, I don't believe we saw Crusader last time out. No, we did not. Takes on the 2nd Alfa Romeo. So therefore, we have no... CD we don't have. CD didn't finish last time out and is not with us this time. Was early reported. Lucky Finger had... remember, was an early pitter last time out on the McLaren. Came home in 12th position. Or he's in 12th position in the standings, I should say, having just a single point. Sniper in the 2nd Racing Points. Where did you appear? You are in 15th position, yet to get a point off the board, but it's only 1 round done, so plenty of time to get that change. He comes in. Mr. Anker as a reserve. This time out, he's in the AlphaTauri. I think he was in the AlphaTauri last week, if I recall. Yes, because you were taking the place of Black Panther, and I assume you're doing so again. Yes, you are. So, Mr. Anchor, good to see you on the board. Didn't have the best run last time out at Austria, so hopefully you'll have a bit more success this time as we strangely jump to a racing point in the pits there. There's McFry, we saw already in the second Ferrari, in the only Ferrari indeed on the field. So both of the Reds not here. Games for Life did indeed report he wasn't going to be with us, and Ragnar, I assume, has reported the same. So McFry has taken over the Ferrari. E2 is with us as well. Welcome back to you. E2 didn't finish last time out in the Haas, in the second of the Haas cars. Why is the TV pod facing left? That must be my controller. It's on the floor and stuck. It's now facing the other way. That's not useful in the slightest. Why the hell have you done that? That was my steering wheel. I beg your pardon. Well, we don't. Well, as much as the crowd are, I'm sure, appreciative of some camera time, that doesn't do much for us. Vino94 sadly got disqualified last time for blocking the pit lane entrance. Now, I thought he managed to weirdly get disqualified while moving. It was actually Luckyfinger I was looking at the time I made that announcement. So, Vino had a problem going into the pits. He had a control issue, some kind of controller problem, I think, last time out. So, Vino hopefully looking to see a bit more of the races. I got to disqualify fairly early on. Ollie in the Renault, 3 points last time out, is in 11th in the championship, is not yet leaving the pits. And now I wonder whether it's Ollie that got the quali ban this time. Somebody did. There's Cupid, inbounds Cupid. To give the full name, where did Cupid? He is 9th in the championship at the moment in the Renault. That is heading down the village, turn number 3. Very early in his time lap, being chased by one of the Red Bulls. Sven came home on the podium, ran out the podium. Now he's on the medium. That's a point where I haven't got the tyres on. He's the only one on the mediums. We saw this last week as well. Somebody went out very early on the medium tyres. It turned out to be the only medium time. Trying something a bit different. Yet to get a time on the board. Already sucking the tank dry. I suspect this is just a sighter lap. Is he going to come into the pits? No. Curiously, he continues. Well, he might as well set the lap, I suppose. Let's, out of curiosity, see what he gets on the board. 124.3. Being Morrison's best on Mr. Anchor right up there, just 0.04 of a second behind. And a respectable 7th position on the medium tyres with a 125.382 for the Mercedes. We also have Cassie now, or Cassix, I think is the other name for him, was originally, or was thought not to be able to make it, but at the last minute was able to take on his Williams, so glad to see him back with us. And the head of the PC side, it is J. Cole in the Red Bull. Again, 4th place last time out, so very good race. Just missing out on the podium spots. He's out there in the Red Bull. He's coming to the end of his outlap, was right on board with, as at the head of the PC side here at League of Europe. Let's see what we can do. Heading down to turn 1, flat out right-hander coming through Abbey. Flat out left-hander, you almost figure it's there in these cars. That's Farm Curve. Down through the gearbox for Village. Very easy to fly off the road there. And then down towards the loop. Very, very slow, almost clumsy turn. Careful on the exit and on the power delivery. And then up through the gearbox for Aintree, turn number 5. Under the bridge where Kimi Raikkonen nearly dramatically smashed into the bridge wall a number of years ago in the Ferrari. And then Brooklyn, turn left. Then wander over to the apex, just off it, and then get back on the gas for Luffield, where I was lucky enough to watch the 2018 race from. Through Woodcut, over the side for his straight, nearly clouting into the wall. As that's, I didn't quite see who that might be Nito. I'm not quite sure who that was that we just flew past. Flat out through Cops, and then heading out to the legendary Maggots and Beckett's. Still flat out, now down through the gears for the last part. Heading towards Chapel, nearly too wide. Quite a few drivers, real-life drivers, got caught up there in the double header we had at Silverstone, particularly in qualifying. And then down to Stowe, braking at the very, very last second. Wander over to the AstroTurf. There's the pit lane entrance on the right, down through the gearbox again for Vale. And penultimate turn now, last turn of Club. Keep the tail in check. And what time does J. Cole get on the board? It is 5th position with a 24.753. Not bad at all, sir. With 7.5 minutes, or less than 7.5 minutes remaining. Just 3 people without the time of the board. That is Vino, Ollie, and Casu. Like I said, I think it's Ollie who got given a penalty for obstructing somebody else in qualifying, if I remember reading the report correctly. Might not be Ollie, but I think it is. So that'll be what. So he may not leave the pits. If that Renault doesn't leave the pits, then I will correct it is him. Moritz is out there again. 23.946. He is not hanging around. He is not waiting for any kind of track evolution. He is just out there and doing the laps, and putting the pressure on as early as he can. Thank you, Cupid. It is indeed Ollie that had the penalty, so the grey cells haven't left me yet. Mr. Anchor jumps back up into 2nd position in the AlphaTauri with a 24.168, just a couple of tenths off the all-conquering Moritz. Nicely done. Merckx jumps into 3rd then of the Williams with a 24.2. So less than a tenth behind Mr. Anchor now. So in our top 6 positions, separated by 0.8 of a second only, which over a lap of this length is not bad at all. Graham, Exy, and Sven coming back out on track. Vino's done a couple of laps. I don't tend to see that very often. Multiple laps on the soft tyres. Particularly not at a hot Silverstone, but he is not hanging around, is he? He's still got the ERS being deployed, DRS open. Down the hanger straight towards Stowe. Oh, that's one of the racing points. Staying out of the way. It must be Graham, because Sniper's still in the pits. And flies into the pit lane. Does Vino. Mr. Anchor is still out there. I'm assuming he's going to be coming in. Yeah, ERS turned down. He will be coming back into the pits, being chased by the only Ferrari, which must, of course, be Fry. 27.9 on the board so far. Now, as a reminder, this league being in its infancy will have people of wide-ranging abilities. But, wow, that didn't stop us having an incredible race last time out. Always implore anybody that wants to get involved in a League Review race, head over to the Discord. That'll be linked in the video description. Sign up, make yourself known. You may have crazy men like me shouting about your on-track antics, but there will generally be someone for you to race against. There are a wide range of skill levels. May you never have lead race before, or whether you're a veteran, there will be competition out there for you. So we would always implore that you get involved. As Velo has come back out of the pits and is very much taking his time. That is... I'm assuming he's waiting for someone to come past him. There we go. And he saw that Mick Fry was coming. Rather let off the gas a tad early there, but either way, didn't want to risk a penalty, so did the right thing, got out of the way. Just a little earlier than I was expecting. So Velo then in 4th at the moment, the 124.263, just 0.03 of a second behind Merckx. Very, very close. I mean, look at that. 24.1, 24.2, 24.2, 24.7, 24.7. Look at that. That's 2nd to 6th I've just read out there. And then Moritz happened. in the 23s. No disrespect meant at all, because dear Lord, is that a fast time. That's absolutely incredible. Sven is out there, so the 2 Merckx currently side by side position wise. Oh, a little bit of a lock up there from Sven. So he's near the beginning of his lap. That's turn 4. That's the loop he's just gone through. So he's just coming onto the Wellington straight, chasing one of the McLarens. It's not Vino, he's in the pit, so that must be Lucky Finger, who's also on a time lap, it looks like. Now, general rule of thumb, if you're on a time lap... Sven's not on a time lap, his ERS is turned down, and his fuel tank is at the bottom, so he won't be doing another time on these times. But generally, you avoid the ones that are on a time lap. If both of you are on a time lap, you're just going to have to work it out for yourself. Let's actually look at Lucky Finger. Can he improve? Currently 26.791, sees him in 14th position. And again, he's just over a tenth only behind Sniper. Only a couple of tenths off the back of his teammate Vino. So several people in very short succession there. The 26.5, 6 or 7s. Down towards Stowe. Oh, keep it under control. Yep, nicely done. And it's in the pits. So Lucky Finger didn't fancy finishing that one. There was no time set on those tyres either. Where is Velo? What is he up to? He's at Maggots and Beckett's. So towards the end of Sector 2. Again, taking on only the bare minimum amount of fuel he can. The top three all coming out. Moritz, Mr. Anker and Merckx have all returned to the track. None of them resting on the laurels. It is time for the Banzai phase, as I call it. This is where you just turn everything up to 11 and YOLO the best you can out of your car. Casu is now coming out to set what's probably going to be his only time lap. Let's see what Velo does. Oh, and that's up to second for the Mercedes. 124.114. Nicely done. 0.05 of a second, half a tenth ahead of Mr. Anker's current time. That is going to be all that Velo can do. That is all she wrote for the lead Mercedes. Very nicely done. There is Moritz. He is working his way through Maggots and Beckett's himself. What about Mr. Anker? Graham has retired. He can do no more. Well, either that or he's stuck it in the wall somewhere. He will do no more than 8th, 25.2. And Sven has retired his car as well, 24.7, as well as Ollie. But we knew Ollie wasn't going to be able to set a time. Exy has also retired his car, 25.3. He currently sits in 9th position. Where is... oh, that's getting a little... Oh, no. Oh, dear. That did not go well for Mr. Anker. Oh dear. That's not good times. It just slams into the back of the McLaren. Who was it? It wasn't Vino because he's in the pits. It must have been Lucky Finger then. We've got a rude awakening there. I suspect that one will be visited by the stewards post-event. But we will see. Mr. Anker will not improve then. Merckx, though, is looking to improve on his time. Currently 4th, 124.2. And Moritz looking to secure his current pole position as Velo has retired his car, 124.114. He's, well, we knew he wouldn't have time to have another crack at the pole. The Alfa Romeo swings through Maggots and Beckett's as the checkered flag is now out. Panos can't do anymore. Vino can't do anymore, as we saw. Lucky Finger isn't going to be able to set a new time. And Mick Fry as well. And Casu. Is Casu on a lap? Yes, he is. It's Luffield he's at, so halfway through the lap or so. Where is Moritz? Coming through Vale. Now into club. What does he do? He did indeed improve slightly. A 123.903 now. Has solidified his pole even further. Unreal. Why have we got bots on the field? I'm not going to take control, thank you. That would be a very, very bad idea. There it is. Mr. Anker has retired. Well, we saw him involved in that incident. J. Cole in 5th at 24.317 for the Red Bull. E2 only a tenth and a bit behind him. Does J. Cole improve? He needs 2 tenths to find Mr. Anker, who's in... Look at that, 3 drivers. Merckx has jumped up to 2nd with a 24.105. Does J. Cole improve? Answer is he does not improve. E2's done 3 laps on these soft tyres. He's not doing any more anyway. That's an improvement there for Sniper, 26.381. And that does see him up a position. I think we're just waiting for E2 now to retire his car. That will see an end to qualifying. So the grid is as you see it. I'm assuming E2 is just going to bring his car back round to the pits. No, he wants to finish the lap. Oh, has he run out of fuel? Yes, he has. That's why he's crawling. Now, weirdly, these cars can go into a sort of limp mode where they can carry on going even with an empty tank. Oh dear, that's not a message you ever want to see. J. Cole is our lobby host and he has had a disconnection. Wow, that is loud. Apologies there, ladies and gentlemen. But unless I hear otherwise, the grid will stand as such. Moritz and Wrecked take the front row, with the Velo and Mr. Anker row 2, J. Cole and E2 row 3, Casu and Sven row 4, Graham and Exy row 5, Panos and Crusader, didn't really see Crusader in that session, take on row 6 with Sniper and Vino in row 7, with Lucky Finger and Cupid in row 8, and McFry and Ollie taking on the back row. I'm just going to see if there's been any messages sent to me. I am not seeing anything. Nope, I'm not seeing anything, any issues. Oh no, we've just seen J. Cole drop from the session, so he's had some kind of technical trouble. And nothing more to be said. And there we go. So confirmation that we are looking at dry weather for the race. Now, we did look at a potential prospect for wet weather last time out at Austria, but we didn't see it fall. The skies remain dry. The session will be starting in 30 seconds, ready or not. Of course, J. Cole not listed there. We will hopefully be able to invite him back. I'm assuming that in the past, the spectators was not able to invite people back, so I'm assuming the same remains. Well, actually, it looks like I can. I wonder if I can. I'm going to give this a try. So, big one. This was never possible in the past. Again, I told you I was rusty. Let's throw an invite there. So, warm-up lap then. As cars get in the way, J. Cole, J. Cole, at least by name, is in the session. Is he in control of his car? No. That is. Oh, yes, he is. No, he isn't. It is ghosted. So, hopefully, he'll be able to reappear. If not, I'll have to try and invite him again. So, we'll keep an eye on that. Because it would be a shame if he's not able to take a really strong qualifying position. Came home 4th last time. Well, certainly sits 4th in the championship. So, yeah, again, another strong showing from the Red Bull. And let's hope he's able to return and get back on with his season. As mentioned, this is round number 2 for the PC side for League of Europe. This has a strong PS4 showing. It's now giving the PC side a try. Oh, wow, how big a gap is there from... Of course, J. Cole is still ghosted, isn't he? Oh, is he? Oh, he is still ghosted. He is still ghosted, it would seem. So it'll be after the formation lap when J. Cole can return. So that's probably why there's a gap forming behind Mr. Anchor there. Although it does seem to have closed in again. So the ghost of J. Cole has put his foot down a little bit. In what state his car in by the time he takes the car over. That, oh my goodness, E2 really chucking the car around and even kicking up some dust whilst doing so. Don't get too carried away there, sir. Panos, Crusader and Cupid trying out the medium tyres. Also going to be interesting to see what Ollie does, starting from the back of the field. Ollie is 11th in the championship at the moment, 3 points on the board for him in the Renault. As the cars come round, club to take the grid then for the second round of this 16-round season here at League of Europe for the PC side. Now is when the tension always builds, especially if you have to rejoin your car. So waiting for Ollie's Ghost to take its position, which it has done. Here we go then, round number 2 for this season for League of Europe. It's time to wind them up and let them. It's a big old hole again, and let them go. And Ollie's listed first. That would be amazing if he's had that kind of start. But leading down to the first turn, actually on board with the leader. There's already a Ghost of McLaren. We jump up to the front of the field. It looks like people have made their way through without too many incidents so far. Oh, nope, I spoke too soon. It's Sniper that's falling through the field. We did see a car facing the wrong way, and it would seem to be the racing point of Sniper that's gone and had a spin. Oh, Casu is off. The Williams is facing the wrong way. That is a terrible start for him, but Moritz has maintained the lead. Are we going to see a safety car? No. Ollie already up to 13th place. Apparently he's a lap down. That again would be impressive on lap 1. Over the old start finish straight then. Top 3 beginning to make a little bit of headroom there. Velo in 4th position. Top 3. Moritz already breaking away from Merck, but Mr. Anker trying to get some pressure on Merck ahead of him. As Avino and Sniper swap position in 13th place. through Chapel onto the hanger straight for the top three. Already Mr. Anchor staying in the slipstream of Merck. Gaining. Is he going to banzai that one on the inside towards Stowe? He's gone for it. I wonder if Merck kind of let him go there, because that looked a little bit easy for Mr. Anchor there. But nevertheless, that is a move for second place. Already a second separates Mr. Anchor, or what is now Mr. Anchor, and Moritz. So Moritz may already have broken the DRS range before DRS is available, and that is Sniper in the pits already. Oh, what a shame for the Racing Point. 3 cars, Casu we saw facing the wrong way, and Panos was also involved in first lap incidents as well. That's a great shame, but on they go nonetheless. So Moritz leads Mr. Anchor, leads Merck. For some reason the broadcast camera is determined to sit in strange car angles. Is that a DRS failure for Merck? And the game can't decide where he is. No, can't seem to decide where anybody is right now. I can tell you, Morris is still in the lead. Where is J. Cole? He's in 6th and has taken over his car now. There's Velo in 5th position. I beg your pardon, -1 from that because Sniper is deemed to be in the lead. Oh, Velo is very wide. Coming through Cops. Now to Mackers and Beckett's on board with the Red Bull. Really looks like he's going to get into a position to challenge for what will be 4th position. Morris still maintaining that seconds gap between himself and Mr. Anchor, unless those timings haven't updated. Oh, there we go. They've now all disappeared. There we go. So, according to that, they've remained the same, which very clearly isn't the case. Mr. Anchor then actually looks like he's in a potential position to attack Morris, and there we go. That's what I thought was going to happen, is the fastest lap would go to the AlphaTauri. There we go, 8:10. So he has got DRS to Morris, but Merck doesn't have DRS to Mr. Anchor. So the Williams in a little bit of no man's land, relatively speaking, and actually Velo is equidistant back again. He's got J-Col right on his diffuser. Is J-Col going to be able to challenge coming down into Brooklands? He's certainly got the DRS into the slipstream. That's going to be a fairly straightforward move for the Red Bull, although the Merc is wanting to hang on to that one. Oh, me of little faith. Velo's having none of that. The Finn really fighting well to keep J-Col behind him. Nicely defended there from the Merc, and remains in 4th position. But, oh my word, J-Col, great overspeed coming out of Luffield and Woodcote. And Velo with a 3-second penalty doesn't quite make the move stick, but does force the mistake. And the Merc now or the lead Mercedes, I should say, with the first penalty on the board. And looks like Mr. Anchor is gaining very slowly on Moritz. So a lead challenge is coming soon. Now Moritz rather danced off into the distance at Austria, but Mr. Anchor was caught up in early troubles, so couldn't really challenge at the Red Bull ring for the lead. Sven is, so we've got a bit of a train forming. Oh wow, Sven's car looked very loose coming through club. And right at the back of Sven is E2 in the Haas. Ollie, from starting in dead last, is up to 13th position. I think he's been there for a little while. There's his teammate Cupid right behind, fending off Mick Fry on the side pod of the Renault. You can see Vino ahead of him. So a few people have stopped already due to damage, as we know. Let's get on E2's car on the back of this particular train. This is about for 4th position. Velo, J-Col, Sven and E2 involved in the... Look how close that Red Bull is. He's maintaining that really close pressured driving very well. Hasn't slammed into the back of the Mercedes, which is always the danger. Is he not quite able to hang on to the back of Sven? Of course, you always get that concertina effect. Oh, Mr. Anchor is really getting close now. Just about getting a half a second or just under, depending on when they break the timing beam, to Morris. Now, surely he's going to really close in. He's not going to be able to banzai from that far back. Morris is not going to have any of that. But Mr. Anchor is way too experienced to try and chuck one from that far back into Stowe. But he is edging very close. But it does look like Morris has got enough pace to keep Mr. Anchor at bay, or at least make the AlphaTauri work for it. That's going to be a fascinating battle. But of course, when they start to really get scrapping, Merck is in a great position to be able to capitalise on that. So that's going to be a fascinating battle to look at. 1, 2, just see third come over the come over the crest into the shot. Keep an eye on that gap, as well as J. Cole, who's really part of the pressure on. You saw Velo locking up there, coming through Village. Oh wow, Velo had a great traction, a great release from the loop there. Is that going to be enough to keep J. Cole at bay? It's not a particularly long straight, the Wellington straight. Don't slam into the back of the Merc now. J. Cole doing a great job keeping that pressure on. Check back in with Mr. Ranker as they now come down the old start-finish straight. Mick Fry and Inbounds Keeper, every time that I'm talking about someone, these two seem to swap round. So these two are having a great old scrap for 14th. Wow! Cupid thinking about an inside manoeuvre at Luffield is usually only going to go wrong. Oh, the McLarens are now having an argument. Oh, no, side by side coming through Cops. Ay, 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 ay. Your teammates, come on. And that's Vino that's backed out of that one. I think he should have backed out a little bit earlier. But either way. Oh, now there was, for a brief moment there, the timing screen said a 10th between J. Cole and Velo. So very, very close. But they are gaining on Merckx. So Merckx is falling off the pace of the top two. And is falling into the clutches of Velo and J. Cole. So again, this duo is going to become a trio very soon. And J. Cole has broken the DRS range to Sven. So the second Mercedes is going to find it very, very hard to continue to defend from E2, who's doing a good job maintaining that position, maintaining that pressure for 6th place. Onto the Wellington straight once again. Again, he's going to be a little bit too far back. Just see the leaders at the top of the shot now. Oh, I always wince when you get that Constantine refer. Oh, and Sven has lost that 6th position to E2. We didn't see it, but that was a move on the inside going through Brooklands. Nicely done for E2 up into 6th position. Didn't score last time out, unfortunately. So he's really looking to get a good old haul of points and in a great position to do so at the moment. Jumping back up to the battle for the lead between the Alfa Romeo and the AlphaTauri. Again, just Morris doing what he needs to do. Uh-oh, we've got trouble. Exy has got himself a warning. Oh dear. Sniper has had a big old problem down there at the loop. What has happened? Unfortunately, we can't see what's gone on. Exy got himself a penalty. I don't think there are related incidents. Oh dear, this is a race that Sniper will want to end in a hurry. Another lap gone by then. Moritz continuing to lead the way under the pressures of Mr. Rankin. Now, Mr. Rankin knows that Moritz has got some incredible pace. Again, just look at that. Moritz doing what he needs to do to just dump the battery as much as he can to get enough traction to keep that AlphaTauri behind him. So he's got about 50% battery. What's Mr. Rankin? A little bit more. As J. Cole, oh, side by side, the Red Bull and the Merc. J. Cole doing what he can to get past Velo for 4th place. Yet again, Velo brilliantly defending against the Red Bull. Very nicely done as they sweep through Cops. And they are still, well, they've got wrecked. I nearly got him murked. I beg your pardon. And that's not foreshadowing at all, I promise you. They are closing in on Merck somewhat. Oh, Velo had a lovely run through Mackers and Beckers there, giving him a decent amount of gap to J. Cole. As Lucky Finger now gets on the penalty board in the McLaren. It's really easy to do here at so has Moritz. Oh, wow. So Mr. Rankin need not do anything now, just sit there and keep it clean. Will he do so? We will see. As the McLarens are at it again. The McLarens swap round. And oh, they need to be careful though, as Sniper gets another penalty on the board. Already 12 seconds off the back of the field. We saw him facing the wrong way. So yet again, his day getting even worse. So we go on board with Ollie, who's lost that position to the Ferrari of Mick Fry early on. He wasn't 13th last time we looked at him. They've now caught the pair of squabbling McLarens. Vino currently leading the Papaya pair. As they are trying to close in. There's quite a big gap between themselves and Crusader. There he is, the medium show. Actually, Crusader's doing a decent job on the medium tyres. I'm not sure how well that strategy is going to play out for him, though. Oh, here we go. That has indeed... This battle has become a three-way battle now. Velo's got a little bit of pace over J. Cole now. Has J. Cole burnt the best out of his tyres? Well, he's not got a lot of ERS battery left. Whereas Velo's got much more to use. Is the Mercedes going to be able to get past the Williams? Answer is... Oh, yeah, he does. A vague attempt at defending there from Merck. I think he just realised there was no way he was going to be able to keep Velo behind us. Merck gets his name on the penalty board, and J. Cole comes into the pits. Okay, now standard Formula 1 rules. They must pit. They must change tyres. So now the top three, as Mr. Anker has also come into the pits from second position, the top three will have penalties on the board. 3 seconds apiece. Lovely stop there from the AlphaTauri squad. Medium tyres. Soft to medium, I would think it's going to be the fairly standard arrangement. Nope, someone's gone off the road again. Sector 2. Not seeing anybody plummet through the field. Oh, well, J. Cole's still in the pits, so of course his name is going to drop a little. Drop a little bit. He has dropped down to 15th position, has he? The camera will kindly change. There we go. So he's come out behind the Renaults in 15th position now. Speaking of, Ollie is getting close to Mick Fry, who is getting close to Lucky Finger. There is Mr. Anker actually at the head of this particular pack. Oh dear, what's happened to Casu? I wonder if it was Casu that caused that last yellow flag. Coming to the pits. Oh dear, he must have damaged because he's got hard touch. That's the second time, isn't it? He's been through. Oh, wrong thing. It is, yeah. So Casu in trouble. He probably doesn't like those hard tyres either. Pit window open, apparently. Some already done so. Oh wow, that's Merck and Velo swapping round. Oh, that's why. I hadn't noticed he was in the pits. As is our race leader. So now the lead goes over to the Williams of Merck. E2 goes up into second. Sven now third. So they continue to work their way through the field. Oh, bit of a correction there from the Williams. Those soft tyres probably screaming enough by now. Where does Moritz reappear? That's going to be the golden question. Certainly in relation to Mr. Anker. Where is Mr. Anker? There he is. Has he got him? Yes, he does! Mr. Anker has actually got him! Wow, wow, wow. The undercut has paid off. The AlphaTauri has come out ahead of just ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Now they were very close together pre-pit stop, and now Mr. Anker has got the effective lead of the race. Once everyone ahead has pitted, Crusader starting on those medium tyres now to 5th place. Velo and Lucky Finger have just swapped round. Inside manoeuvre for Velo into Brooklands. Fairly straightforward manoeuvre, especially. Whoa, that was J. Cole getting that one wrong. Oh, wow, Mick Fry. I suspect J. Cole got that one wrong, and Mick Fry would simply had to put his car somewhere. I'm not convinced Mick Fry was trying an inside manoeuvre into left field. You have to commit to that really, really early to make it stick. Oh wow, J. Cole's just going to mug Lucky Finger down before they get to Maggots. And I'm not surprised those soft tyres on the McLaren are absolutely bald by now. As Merck, E2 and Sven have all come in. As has Graham nearly stopping in the pen lane entrance. Of course, Graham is going to continue. Crusader, rather, is going to continue. So, not bad. It's the other Alfa Romeo that's now going to take over the lead. And there we just saw Mr. Anker and Moritz continuing their fight for what will become the battle for the lead eventually, as Mr. Anker gets a new fastest lap on the board. 27.4. Oh, what might have been if he had survived the early laps last week? Would Moritz have had a much bigger battle? I imagine so. But of course, Moritz, he's carrying... I did that last week as well, calling him Mr. Moritz. I'm sure he's been called worse. Moritz is carrying that 3-second penalty as well, which Mr. Anker does not have. So Moritz is really going to have to work very, very hard to re-inherit the lead. And J. Cole has got Merck and Velo ahead of him, so it's not gone well for the Red Bull, but he is right with them, and J. Cole is not carrying a penalty either. So again, doesn't have to make the moves, he can just sit there, but of course he wants to make his way towards the sharper end of the field. If the race were to finish now, he would inherit the 2 positions ahead of him at least. He would prefer that gap between Velo and Moritz to be a bit smaller than where it currently is. Of course, Moritz will really want to put the pressure on Mr. Anker to try and get ahead of him and get a way to try and undo the damage of that 3-second penalty. However, that is going to slow the pair of them down. Well, trouble in Sector 1. Who was that? That was Sniper, I suspect. Let's have a quick look. Yep, that was Sniper. That was in the yellow flag zone there. Oh, hello. Oh, that's that's Mr. Anker on the back of the other Alfa Romeo. Now, will Crusader do anything to try and prevent? No. I suspect he's going to get out of the way. Yeah, I think he's trying to stay out of the way there. He's got absolutely mullered there coming through the first few turns. And look at that. Oh, Mr. Moritz has done a great run on Mr. Anker, though. The AlphaTauri was put off, basically. He was slightly out of position coming onto the Wellington Straight, and Moritz has taken full advantage of it, back into the lead for the Alfa Romeo. However, as we see Lucky Finger and McFry now pit as well. Oh, who's in trouble again? Oh, that's one of the McLarens. That must be Vino. It is. Vino is off, well off the road. So he's... What on earth has he done? He's just forgotten to turn by the time he comes into farm. Wow, he was quite some distance off the... Oh dear. Now, oh, he's just come out of the pits. How on earth did he end up so far off track after coming out of the pit lane? That's quite an impressive feat. Oh dear, oh dear. That must be some kind of technical issue. I know the tyres aren't going to be up to operating temperature, but this shouldn't be that bad. Either way, he's getting going again. Moritz now gets the fastest lap of the race. Let's not continue Vino's pain any longer. So now Mr. Anker just needs to sit there. Oh, McFry gets a time penalty on the board. They are catching Kasu, who's had a terrible race. Remember, he's been in the pits twice. Oops, bit of oversteer there from Mr. Anker. Still sunlight out there, but there is a bit of cloud. Whether the disrupted sunlight is having any significant effect on the track temperature, I do not know. As Kasu's ghosted, and Vino's got another penalty on the board. What's that one up to? Oh no, that's his first penalty, I beg your pardon. Oh, is Crusader in trouble? Yeah, oh, he's very much in trouble. Where has he gone off the road? That's Luffield. Those tyres may well be done. The softs were only really doing sort of 8 to 9 laps. 12 for the mediums. Well, maybe about right. E2 now on the penalty board. So we're about half and half through. Well, not actually, probably over half of the driver field with a penalty on the board. About half the driver, if I count correctly. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep, 9. Half the drivers have penalties, half do not. Back on the back of Velo. Oh, trouble in Sector 3. Who's that? That's had a trouble. Don't know. Someone probably just running a bit wide, going through Stowe there. But they're 5 seconds behind the top 2. Of course, Merck and Velo having a wonderful scrap for 3rd place. There's J. Cole also looking to get involved as he's gone way too deep going into Village. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Mr. Anker just sits there. It's not like he's being held up by any significant degree by Moritz, as Moritz is damn rapid, as was proven last week. So Mr. Anker probably isn't losing massive amount of time compared to his pace, but he doesn't realistically need to fight the Alfa Romeo unless he gets a penalty of his own. Now that's always the danger. Does he just sit there and try and keep it clean? But if he makes that one mistake, as Mick Frank has another penalty on the board, and Axie has gone past Cupid. Cupid has yet to pit. So does Mr. Anker just sit where he is and hope he doesn't pick up that all-crucial penalty, which will then undo all his work? Or does he focus on just keeping it clean? Because if he fights Moritz, they're only going to slow each other down. And that 5.6 second gap now back to Velo is only going to erode. Curious to know what Mr. Anker is thinking. I suspect he's just going to sit there. He doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't need to push too hard. He's a proven race winner in the past. So we will see what he does. That's a very strange camera angle. Oops, someone locked up there. And he's maintaining Peyton Moritz. I mean, if he was losing time, he might want to try to work a bit harder to keep up, but he just isn't. He's just staying there in the slipstream. Merckx is getting, well, remaining very close to Velo. They've dropped Jayco a little bit. I wonder if that was down to that mistake he made. But again, Jayco's in a similar position. He doesn't need to push. At the moment, he'll inherit third. As long as he doesn't fall too far off the back of Velo. That's going to be, another lock-up though for the Red Bull. That's not going to help him. They've still got another 10 laps to do. 12 laps to do, beg your pardon. I can math. And Mr. Anker just getting very, very close. Again, Mr. Anker won't want to just fall behind Morris. Oh, wow, Morris had a stonking run through the last part of Beckett's and now through Chapel, but it's not going to be enough to shake Mr. Anker off his tail. You know, Mr. Anker can't afford to just let that gap develop. Again, in case he just makes that one mistake, or he doesn't want to run the risk of, if they catch a back marker and that causes him damage or what have you, he doesn't want that gap to actually extend too far. 15 done, 11 to go. As we see a ghosted Casu right behind the lead pair. Striker continuing his merry way. Merckx getting close again to Velo. Bit of a lock up there from Mercedes. This is a real scrap for third position. Jayco is just about maintaining that gap. That's probably going to be a little frustrating for Jayco because he was right there, 7/10 or so behind the two ahead of him, until that one mistake sent him off the road, as that's very close between the Mercedes and the Williams. Wow. I know you've got the same engine in the car, people, but you don't want to be entering the same car. So again, Merck doing what he can. Let's have a quick penalty check. Still 3 seconds for everybody except for McFry. He's got 2 penalties on the board, so 6 seconds for him. Or everybody that has a penalty, I should say. So again, that just goes to show the pace difference. That gap now, second to third, 6 seconds between Mr. Anker and Velo. Again, that's no disrespect to Velo or indeed anybody else through the field. That's because Mr. Anker was not challenging Moritz for that first position. So he's not causing them to slow down. It's not causing Morris to go defensive or any such or anything like that. He's just staying exactly where he needs to do, which is indeed more difficult, as I've said, more difficult than it sounds. And Casu's actually maintaining the gap there, or his ghost is. Oh, Graham and Crusader side by side through Stowe of all places, with Exy involved in that. And now that is a medium starter coming into the pits. Is that his second time through the pits? Where's the stops? Nope, that's his first time through the pits, along with Cupid. And lagging going on there as well. Very, very close still between Merckx and Velo. Jacob is losing a tenth or so here and there. So you won't want that to fall too far, as Crusader and Cupid, of course, go onto the soft tyres. I would imagine Panos is going to do the same thing in the Haas. Graham and Exy are still very, very close together. Let's just jump down to them for a minute. Exy's got the penalty, Graham does not. So again, Graham doesn't need to do anything. Oh, he's running his fuel a bit dry though, as we can see from the yellow fuel indicator in the bottom right hand corner. Now we can't see. I don't think we can see. No, it's either on or off. Now we can't see what fuel mixture they're in, or well, what I say is the plus or minus lap delta on whether they have enough fuel to get to the end of the race. But generally, if that yellow marker is on, they're right on the limit. Oh, as Mick Fry and Ollie are having an argument now. The Renault and the Ferrari side by side coming through Luffield. Ollie taking the outside line, and that is trouble in sector 2, and that is McFry. This is in trouble. Oh no, he spun as a result of that side by side. That was a shame. We didn't see any impact there, so alas, he may well have panicked. On the side of a wild Ollie appeared on the outside line. Which can happen if you maybe an inexperienced racer. Oh wow, that's close. If you're maybe don't have quite the experience behind you you may kind of panic when someone is in a position you don't expect them to be. So I don't know Mick Fry's history. There's Velo. He's still fending off Merckx. As mentioned before, this is a battle for position. They both have 3 seconds of penalties. I haven't seen the penalty marker come up with any more penalties for either of these two drivers. And slowly but surely they are gapping J. Cole, but are they doing it by enough? I would say that it's a bit touch and go as to whether they'll actually gain enough gap to ensure that J. Cole does not pass them. And Moritz and Mr. Anker have swapped round at Stowe. So there went the theory that Mr. Anker was just going to sit there. What I suspect happened there is that either Mr. Anker had an absolutely storming amount of slipstream, so he decided to use it, or Moritz made a mistake, which essentially forced the overtake. And here comes Moritz thinking about an inside line coming into Abbey. You're not realistically going to make a move. Sven now gets his name on the penalty board. That'll be very frustrating for Moritz. That's the last thing he's going to need. Now they can, again, they can sit there. If Moritz feels that he's not going to pull away from Mr. Anker enough, he may just opt not to put the pressure back on. There are plenty of seconds in hand to Velo, even if they picked up another penalty. Although, no, side by side in the Brooklands. I had a feeling that Moritz would try and push for the lead again. Oh dear, getting a little bit elbow happy there between the two. And Moritz back up into the lead with a lovely outside manoeuvre. Well, it was a forceful move, I should say, on the outside of Luffield. But it does return to the lead. Again, Mr. Anker will not be bothered by that, I would imagine. You always want to cross the line first, but you know, a win's a win by whatever means you inherit it. And Mr. Anker is a very experienced racer. He will know not to push an unnecessary or an unrealistic move. All 18 cars still going. No retirements as yet. Now I've said it. We will see if that transposes into anything. So battle for the lead still. A bit of a locker from both of our lead pair there. So still technically going on, although as we know, due to penalties, that will swap round. Battle for third continuing between Velo and Merckx. Let's have a look at the penalties again. Still 3 seconds for the pair. For the pair of them. J. Cole will at the moment still inherit the third position, but he's slowly slipping from the pair of them. Now, again, does he want to risk pushing to try and close that gap down and risk earning a penalty himself? Or does he think he's got enough pace to keep that gap as low as it needs to be? We will see. Also, I wonder if Merckx is, again, not attacking Velo to not slow them both down. They're not so much working together. You're not seeing slipstream pass. It's just Merckx is not forcing the issue. He's not trying to make the move. Not trying to make a move anyway. It's just as we've seen the Renault pair swap round as Cupid's on the softer tyre, so while he's not having any of that, quite a wise move. Exy and Graham are close to. Oh no! Velo's got himself a penalty! Well, that completely changes what's going on for third. So Velo's now got two options. He either, in the remaining 6 and a bit laps, tries to floor it and get away from Merckx, which will be a very, very hard task. Again, no disrespect to Velo or to Merckx for that, but Merckx has managed to match what Velo has had all race long, so there's no reason to think that he wouldn't be able to do so for the remainder. Well, that's guaranteed J. Cole at least one of these positions. And he's remaining just around about, well, slightly under 2 seconds, as you can see, and that hasn't increased too much for the last lap or so. So J. Cole is actually doing what he needs to do to finish in third. That would be amazing to see. As mentioned, Mr. Anker just looming in the shadow of Moritz, keeping the Alfa Romeo as honest as he can. And that's Panos in the pits, yep, because he hadn't served his pit stop yet, I don't think. Oh no, another penalty for Mick Fry, unfortunately. I think that was that his first stop? No, it's the second. Curious. Oh, he pitted early, did he? Yeah. Oh, yes, he was part of the first lap incident, wasn't he? So, going on to the soft tyres. Kind of nothing to lose by that point. Kasu's still with them. Oh, what might have been for the second Williams. That's the way it goes. So now Merckx has definitely well, he does have a reason to try and get past Velo, and that reason is J. Cole. Now fallen to 2 seconds behind, but that gap isn't increasing enough at that rate. They'll just run out of laps, and J. Cole will still inherit the positions ahead of him. We will see as that unfolds. Graham and Exie getting very, very close. The second Red Bull and the lead, I will say Sol Racing Point, but actually the lead. Once he's gone for an outside manoeuvre, coming down into Vale. He wants the inside line for the penultimate turn. He's got that one. Can he get the drive he needs out of Club? Oh, he caught the inside apex there, but does manage to hold it. That is 8th position for Graham. Nicely done. Where did Graham finish? Oh, he's in 10th in the standings, so that will help his championship position. As he mentioned, he's knocked Exie down. Exie has got 6 points to Graham's 3 in the championship standings at present. So good move there from the Racing Point. The lead battle, quote unquote, continues. Merckx and Velo still remaining very, very close together. J. Cole now 2.1 seconds behind. Just saw the Red Bull in the background, and Mr. Anker at their side. They're at it again. Again, I wonder whether that was a mistake at Stowe for Moritz, and Mr. Anker just basically minding his own business. Because Mr. Anker could have easily forced that much, much more than he did there, but he knows he doesn't have to. 7 seconds, or slightly over 7 seconds now between themselves and Velo behind. Oh, and now, well, that's forcing the move. Oops. A little bit of a tank slapper there. As the ghosted Williams behind is remaining in the tyre tracks of the AlphaTauri. Now, interesting, Moritz now feeling the need to defend. Oh, wow, that was very nearly a punch in the face there between Moritz and Mr. Anker. We saw these two getting very up close and personal a few laps ago at this very spot here in Luffitt, and it's now Mr. Anker in the lead. He's had enough of staring at the rear wing of the Alpha and now fancies the lead for himself. Mr. Anker almost has nothing to lose by this stage, but of course if he does make that mistake and get that penalty, then it's very much game on. I've seen it done. Well, I think we've all seen it done. The dying stages of a race, that all crucial penalty then creeps in, and I would imagine this is going to be a slipstream pass for Moritz inside of Stowe. Oh, Mr. Anker just dives in. Oh no, that's caused a spin. He's held it. Moritz has held it. Moritz may feel a bit of grief by that, as Mr. Anker was pretty forceful when he turned in. Now that doesn't make a difference as far as Velo is concerned, because Velo, of course, carrying that 6-second penalty, but I bet J. Cole wishes he was a bit closer. Mr. Anker's given the position back. The AlphaTauri has conceded. That was his fault and has returned that position. That doesn't equate, though, for the time lost. And, oh, well, Velo is there. Now, he's carrying that 6-second penalty. Double check that's still the case. Yep, he is indeed. Oh, J. Cole, if you were closer. If you were closer. Oh, well and good me saying that, I grant you, but oh, what might have been. I mean, he's still plodding on. Why am I looking at the buses up? That's not what I need to do. Oh, Velo and Merckx have swapped. Well, I mean, they would have done anyway through penalties, but they have now actually swapped around on position. So Merckx has now got that, additional comfort in the sense that if he does pick up an extra penalty, actually, yeah, Merckx also has a penalty. So I imagine that if he previously inherited the win through penalties, again, we've all seen that happen before. But he's now spurred on a little bit, it looks like, by the sight of the leaders. And there we go, first, second, back marker, third, fourth in this shot. Oh, bit of a lock up there from Velo. Going through Vale. J. Cole is falling. And Merckx is now got the fastest lap of the race. So he's now really starting to press on. He's picked up the pace a bit. Is he going to start to challenge potentially for, well, what would be for second as Vino, as a Ghost in McLaren. They've gone through the papaya. Well, well, well. Haven't seen these two come together, and then Mr. Anker dutifully returning the position. Does Merck now fancy his chances to attack Moritz? 2 laps to go, and it's all starting to pick up now in the closing stages of this race. Fantastic. Merck is 5th in the championship at the moment with 10 points. So this is really going to help his case. As we now see Moritz and Mr. Anker still fighting. Oh, that looked like Moritz went a bit wide there. Side by side with Beckers and Beckers usually is disaster, but Moritz has managed to hang on to the lead, at least on track. But that's allowed Merck to close right in. Velo's not far behind. There he is. Oh my goodness me, it's now a 3-way fight. If penalties were not a thing, and oh no! Merck has got this. He's got the next penalty on the board. As Mr. Anker returns to the lead. Hang on. Oh my days! Final lap here in Silverstone. The top 4 are very, very close. They're a second apart. The top 4, there they are. J. Cole is 4 seconds behind the leader and 3 seconds behind Vettel. Well, he'll inherit. Yeah, he will inherit third now, I just realised, because, of course, of the 6-second penalty of the top 2 as they're getting side by side. Well, several side by sides going on. Let's get on board with Velo, because that's going to be a great on ringside C is alongside Merck. Now that is a battle for position with the penalties going on, but can't quite get it done. Here comes Velo again. No, he doesn't fancy doing an Alonso on the inside of Copse. Mr. Anker now can just, well, he can just dance over to the distance if he so felt like it. That's allowing Jacob to potentially close in. Can he close in to within 3 seconds of Moritz? That would be an interesting one. I don't think he will quite. We would need another lap for that. Here we go on the hanger straight for the final time. DRS open on these on second, third, and fourth. Ooh, was Merck a bit wide there in Stowe? No, not quite. Down towards Vale. He's going to be close to it. It does look like it's going to be the positions as you see them. Now let's see how the penalties work out. Your winner for Silverstone is going to be the AlphaTauri of Mr. Anker. Moritz crosses the line second, Merck third, and J. Cole does indeed inherit the podium position. He was only half a second behind Moritz in the end, but wow, did that get lively towards the end. Mr. Anker is your winner. Moritz second. J. Cole has come home in third place. Merck fourth, Velo fifth, E2 and sixth, Sven in seventh, XE8 as just swapped around with Graham. And then Crusader is going to, well, he's a little way down the road yet, but he's being chased home by Lucky Finger. Still some battling going on. Ollie and Panos are still in a bit of a battle, but Ollie has a penalty and Panos doesn't. Panos also has very fresh and sticky soft tyres. Oh, Renault getting a bit lively there. Still fancies a move around Stowe though. Oh wow, Crusader fending off Lucky Finger as they come over the line. Now, Ollie did nose ahead for a moment there on Panos. Is he going to try and cross the line? Oh no, gets a punch in the face. Oh, Panos actually picked up a penalty on the final corner. It doesn't make a difference to Ollie. He comes over 13, Cupid 14. And Casu, he was ghosted for a lot of that. Or looked it. Is the last man over the line in 15th position. My goodness, what a close to this race. Last week was great. And Ollie, driver of the day. Okay. Curious decision, but there we go. It wasn't mine to make. Yeah, don't blame you at all, Mr. Anker. Nicely done. With Moritz in second and J. Cole inheriting that third place. Now we do have an interview box set up, so hopefully we will have the chance to speak to hopefully our podium 3. It's It's not compulsory. They don't have to have a chat to me, but hopefully we get a chance to talk to them. So here's Mr. Anchor, or without any steward's intervention, it currently stands at Mr. Anchor first, Moritz second, J. Cole third, Merc fourth, Valo fifth, ET sixth, Sven seventh, Graham 8, Axie 9, and Crusader rounding out the top 10. Lucky Finger 11, Panos 12, Ollie 13, Cupid 14, Cassie 15, Mick Fry 16, Vino 17, and Sniper in 18th position. All 18 cars coming home. We didn't lose any of them. Very nicely done there, folks. Right. Let's get the LOE music on in the background, shall we? And see who wants to have a chat. And we do indeed have our podium 3 by the look of it. Right then, let's see who wants to have a chat with me. Let's have a natter first with the head of the PC side here at LOE. It is the third place man, J. Cole. Welcome to you.
Hello. Wow, that was an interesting race.
Well, were you just keeping your eye on the times and thinking I can still do this, or were you just simply trying to keep it on the track?
No, I was definitely, a mix of both for sure. I think like the first couple of laps ended up getting 2 warnings, and then I just had to make sure I was not going to get myself a pen, because I knew a few other guys would get a pen around me. I think I just got extremely lucky that both Velo and Merckx got 6 seconds as opposed to 3, because they just drove absolutely insane and just straight away from me. So I kind of got lucky on that aspect, but yeah, you know what, I'll take it. Yeah,
podium's a podium by whatever means it's earned. So yeah, but again, you were one of the, I think over half the field got penalties in the end. You weren't one of them. Silverstone's a bit of a tricky one for that. Were you aiming for podium positions before coming on tonight?
Yeah, I was definitely aiming for at least a podium for tonight. I know the form that both Moritz and Anchor are in, there was no chance of me being able to beat them. So at least getting for that third place, aka the best of the rest, you know what, I'll take it.
Fair play, fair play. So it's Canada next week. What are your thoughts towards Montreal?
Probably one of my favourite circuits. A circuit that I always enjoy driving, and I'm sure quite a few other guys in LOE can probably back up that statement. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully I can maybe get one back on a few of the guys up ahead.
Good luck for next week and for the season. Thank you very much, J. Cole. Second place was Moritz, our championship leader. Well, good to have a chat with you, sir. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. I mean, it was a nice battle. I mean, over the whole race, it was just, yeah, nice.
So last week, you rather just kind of danced off into the distance and didn't see a lot of you, but you really had a lot to do. When you saw that Mr. Anchor was on your tail early on, did you kind of think, yeah, you're going to be there for a while? Or were you just kind of concentrating on what you were doing?
Yeah, since Mr. Anchor was there, I thought like, okay, he is going to stay there till the end of the race, and I kind of have to manage to get my rest, to manage my rest and stuff, to like stay in front of him. And yeah, I mean, during the battle, we bumped a little bit, but yeah, all fine. I mean, well-deserved win today.
Good on you, good on you. Your thoughts towards Montreal next week?
I mean, I struggled a bit in the past there, but I think, yeah, I'm aiming for a victory again.
Awesome stuff. Good luck for Montreal in the rest of the season. Thank you very much, Moritz.
Thank you.
Mr. Anchor, it's been some time since I've chatted to you, but good to see you back towards the sharper end. Last week really didn't go your way at all, but wow, what a scrap you've given us tonight.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun race actually. Yeah, qualifying was a bit of struggle for me, as I just didn't get a good lap in, and my last run got ruined because someone just came out of the pitch and in front of me, so I broke my front wing there. But yeah, the race itself was very exciting. I knew I had the pace and to win the race, and just tried to be as aggressive as possible in the start and try to get into the slipstream of Moritz, and just try to give him some pressure so he could probably get a penalty, and he actually did, so it worked. And yeah, and at the end of the race we had a pretty good battle, so yeah, pretty nervous one, but yeah, it was a good race and a lot of fun.
Now, were you looking to just kind of stay with him, knowing he had the penalty and you didn't, or were you really pushing hard to keep that pressure on? Was it tactical, or was it just aggressive all the way?
Well, my first plan was just to stay behind and till the end of the race, but then I got a little bit bored, so I decided to, to make a move. So, but yeah, and it was worth it. It was fun.
Now, you being a reserve for this league doesn't, of course, guarantee that you'll be on the spot. But if you're on the grid for Montreal, what are your thoughts towards Canada?
And I'll not be on the grid for next 4 weeks. So.
You are denying us, Mr. Anker. You are denying us.
Well, I mean, I can't drive, unfortunately.
It's a great shame.
I'm in army right now, so.
Oh, I see.
That's my priority.
Yeah, okay. We can't really argue with that one.
Yeah.
Well,
otherwise, I would.
It's a great pleasure for the first couple of weeks, and we look forward to your return. Thank you very much, Mr. Anker.
Yeah, thank you.
And that is going to tie it up for tonight. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you on board. Thank you very much to our drivers for putting on a great show. Because again, they have not disappointed here at League of Europe. If you're looking to get involved, either on the PS4 side or on the PC side, head over to the Discord, make yourself known, and we will see where the admins put you. There's plenty of competition out there, and we always encourage anybody to come along. As mentioned, next week is Montreal. Lovely track, Canada. Do enjoy that one, and we hope that you will be with us. Until then, thank you very much, and good night.